Is this the one that's like 8 or 9?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 others.
Two others.
And then I believe one of them you had started training, but it didn't complete it. Is that correct?
Well, this one we have done a lot more. Well, when we first got him from Paws, he went through like the Paws level 1 basic training 9 years ago or so. And then last year we did like a Tucker Pups, like obedience kind of, like 3 private lessons or something like 3 or 4, with Como and Ringo, who we've had for like 7 years. And it's just, they were like just taking us on walks and stuff, and we're just trying to get them to be better on the leash kind of thing, and their reactivity. They're like really reactive to other dogs when they're together. So I would walk Como and Ringo for like the last 7 years, and when we see another dog, Como would notice the other dog first and kind of get all hyped up, and then Ringo would feed off that, and then the 2 of them would go at each other because they're on the leash, you know. So they would like really go at it, and they could hurt themselves. But then, you know, now we have a 3rd dog, and now I just walk Como separately, and I walk the other 2 together. Ringo still has that reactivity. He's the middle dog. But it's a lot easier. Como's a lot better when he's by himself, and I have treats, and I'm like, you know, walking with him, he's looking up at me, and we're just avoiding people. But it's just still that he would be great. You know, he loves like with the ball, like playing fetch and stuff like that. And we go to Montrose Beach and throw the tennis ball, and he can't do that much anymore because with the other dogs, and if he sees someone else, like another dog, he'll like run after them. And especially if we have our dogs, the other dogs with us. You know, it's just a different dynamic when all 3 of them are together than when it's just like me and Como alone, you know.
But still, he would just attack other dogs. He's just not dog friendly.
Yeah, like, well, if he's, you know, with the ball, if he's like fixated on that, he doesn't really notice other dogs. But when he sees another dog, kind of, you know, like if we're at a park and everyone's throwing a ball, like, you know, in a huge park, he's good for a little bit, but you know, we're always worried that he's gonna like just look over at the dog and then just bolt over. Yeah.
And then he like goes out.
Has he ever attacked a dog?
I mean,
Just to get to
he did, but no blood or anything.
No,
But then
like
he
he-
just kind of gets on top of them.
He
and
just wants to hold
But it
them.
looks
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
It looks scary.
He like, you know, with the growling and the.
He was super friendly as a puppy. We used to go dog parks when we first got him. No problem until suddenly he started getting in a
got to
fight a little
some
bit.
age where, you know, we were walking up to the dog park in the gate, and he just starts growling at the dogs before we're opening the gate, and we're like, what the hell? This is not
Yeah, and he used to
Como.
be like
At what
friendly.
age would you say you started to see that behavior?
2, 3.
2, 3, yeah. Like just adolescent kid.
For Ringo, so if Cuomo's by himself, easier.
Easier, yeah.
Ringo, how is he more or less the same when he's with the other dog?
Well, we don't really know because we don't really let
no.
him that much.
No, he's learned now that when he sees another dog, he goes crazy. He doesn't need Como to go crazy like that anymore. Like he does go crazy, and then he goes after Ollie, the youngest. Yeah, the new
He
dog.
does?
Yeah.
Is Ringo's intensity more than Cuomo's?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, in my opinion, Ringo's actually the problem child.
Yeah.
And then, because earlier, even when you were describing it,
Yeah.
you're like, he would get kind of amped up.
Yeah.
And then Ringo would kind of go crazy off his energy.
Go off,
right?
yeah.
But Ringo's intensity is greater. So it sounds to me that Ringo's actually the ringleader.
Yeah.
In this, because if he was the problem, if you took Ringo away from him, then Ringo wouldn't be a problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Like Ringo, one time he got out of the gate. Remember I told you, like it was like in the snow, and I fell, and I had the other dog, and he like got out of the leash and ran out the gate, and he like out the alley and onto the street, and I had to close the gate, throw Ollie back in the yard, or your little yard, and then ran out after him, and there was a guy walking his dog, his like golden retriever, like halfway down the block, and I'm like, oh no, but Ringo was just like sniffing him. They're like sniffing each other, and the guy's just standing there looking at me, and I like just walk up slowly. I'm like, hey, all right, you know, and it was a nice dog, and I'm like, hey, all right, and I just grabbed Ringo. He had his harness on.
Yeah.
I just was able to grab him and just like walk him back.
Yeah.
So I thought he would like just go run out and just attack a dog, but he didn't. He just like went up and wanted to hang out, you know.
So I'll explain like the context because it always throws people off, right? So it is possible that dogs can be on leash reactive and or even aggressive, but off leash social.
Yeah.
Okay, this is more common than you would think, and it always throws people off. They're like, Jesse, I don't get it. Like my dog on a leash sees another dog, try to attack it, all this stuff, but the moment they're off the leash, like never any aggression. My theory is, we have 4 responses to stress: fight, flight, or always the first 2, avoidance, submission. Okay, so fight or flight are the main ones, right? So if he's on a leash, or if a dog's on a leash, which one is not available?
Yeah.
Flight, right?
Yeah.
So if the dog can't run away, that only leaves flight response. So if they go under stress, in their mind, it's instinctually, it's self-preservation, right? Can I escape this danger, or can I eliminate this danger to self-preserve, right? So if the dog's on a leash, they can't escape the situation. They're more likely to become reactive. Okay. When a dog is off the leash, flight is now available. So if there were to be danger, the dog knows
They can go if they wanted to, yeah.
now, if through training, when we remove flight and fight, then we see what's called avoidance. Okay, avoidance would be Cuomo sees a dog, he doesn't like it, but has learned I can't run, I can't fight it, so instead I'm gonna look away and pretend I don't see it, right? Or if they're standing next to the owner, you'll see them do this where they'll put their head behind the owner, okay? And the dog will pass, and as soon as the dog is gone, they'll do this. Okay, they'll come and look out again. Submission, or as I refer to also as acceptance, is when the dog goes, all right, I see dogs, I can't attack them, I can't run away from them, I can't always avoid them, I'm just gonna accept that when I'm out in the world, I'm going to see dogs and there's nothing I can do about it. And then we see dogs just be normal dogs.
Yeah.
Not all dogs go to acceptance, some dogs stay in avoidance, which is fine, because it's much better than them being leash reactive every time we try to walk them.
Yeah.
Okay? Now in the situation with Ringo, so when you gave me that situation, I actually thought I was going to end in an attack, because I've heard that story a lot of times. Oh, my dog got out the front door, my dog got out the front gate. So what happens is they escape the home in a territory mindset. So then the first thing they see tends to be the target of that territory mindset, and it's an attack. So, but what it sounds like is he got out, he knew that there was a person walking their dog, went to go find them, but because it was off leash, went into a social mindset, which is good because nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
Going to the situation with Cuomo here, if he really wanted to do harm that one time, he would have, because you said he just pinned the dog down, right? So that sounds to me like a dominance thing, like just asserting himself, whatever the reason was.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it looks worse than it is, right? Because there's teeth, snarling,
Yeah,
all
the
that
snarling.
stuff, right? But then afterwards, you're like, oh, but like there was no harm done. I go, right, that was most likely a dominant scuffle, the dog asserting itself, but it just looks bad to the human, right? Whenever, even if there was a bite, now I have to assess the bite. Because people just go, oh, my dog bit a dog, and they just think their dog's the most aggressive dog in the world.
It was last week. Come on.
Yeah, and Ollie, yeah.
Our new one, which we'll tell you later. But yeah, they got in a fight and there was blood. Like Oliver has like.
So he got through. It was like a,
Yeah,
like a gash.
Broke skin, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who caused? He did it.
Yeah.
Well, they don't.
So we've had Oliver since December, so he's still relatively new. Como is just, he'd prefer to be an only dog. He's really territorial, like just around us, around.
He's amazing dog. Like he's like a human. You talk to him, but he wants to be the only dog.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care.
So especially
siblings.
with the third dog, he's just, the third dog is like 40 pounds. He's about 60. He's just so much bigger. But if they're like kind of, like they live together well, like they're fine, you know, just we can leave the three
Walking
of them walk
around,
around
he
the house.
ignores him, and the little one is scared of him a little bit. So they kind of ignore each other, and the little one
'Cause, like,
is
for the
great
first
with
2
Ringo.
weeks we had-
They play and play.
Yeah, we had Oliver, like the new one, in a room by himself, and you know didn't even introduced them, you know, right off the bat, and then eventually they got to where, you know, after a couple of weeks, really, like 2-3 weeks,
Yeah.
they were able to just
We
roam
slowly
around.
like let them.
But there are times when Ollie will want to like play with Como, or will like go to, I don't know, play with him the way he plays with Ringo, and Como hates it. Like Como will just go after him. But when he goes after him, he like just kind of throws him down on the ground. But this last week, he like held him, and, you know, and Oliver's screaming, and but he kind of held on to him. You know, I'm trying to get them away.
Like bit and latch.
Bit and latched, yeah.
Okay.
And
Also shaking.
shaking like, oh no, not like that. No, just kind of, yeah. Yeah, he wasn't shaking while he had him like that.
Okay.
But he was,
Oliver
but I
is-
couldn't get him away. You know.
Oliver is like, so Ringo came on like 4 different medications for anxiety, I don't know, depression,
yeah.
I don't know. He was like on 4 medications, and he is that kind of a dog. Like he's still scared of like noises in the kitchen and
Loud,
any
yeah.
kind of a noise. Like I drop something and he's like this. He's a sweet dog, but he has some issues, right? And then these doctors, behavioral doctors, cost so much money, and we just don't like the medications. I don't think it was making difference. But anyway, then Ringo came, and I saw him on Facebook that he's gonna get killed on euthanasia list.
yeah.
So I sent my husband
Oliver,
to
yeah.
Oliver. So I sent John to Texas to get him in December. So he drove him back, and Oliver didn't even walk. He was crawling. So that's why they wanted to euthanize him. He was so scared.
He couldn't socialize with
He couldn't
anybody.
socialize. But he's now he's amazing. He's playful. He's loving. Like he's a great dog, but no training yet. So it's just a lot, I think, going on with all 3, and we just didn't want. He looks like my other dogs, so we wanted to just save him, but we didn't really have a plan. And now we're in this situation.
Yeah.
You
That
know.
would be my question is, if you already had like Ollie and Ringo, right, who already had behavioral issues, then why bring in the 3rd dog?
Yeah.
Right? So it sounds like it was an emotional.
Yeah.
We were like gonna foster him, and then
But I thought, like, let's just save him so he doesn't get killed, and we'll find him a family. But he's very sweet, and now we cannot really say. I mean, I'm not saying if the right person came along and wanted a dog, maybe, I don't know. But he also, we've never seen Ringo playing much. They play a little bit,
Como
because
and
Como
Ringo,
like
yeah.
just doesn't care that much. But Oliver and Ringo play and play and play, and we feel like, oh, Ringo like just came alive after all these years. Like he's a different dog.
Yeah.
So we feel like Oliver's kind of good for him.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And then just to make sure I understood this correctly, you know, so Oliver's very playful with Ringo, no problem, but then tries to go to Cuomo to play in the same way. Previously, he would establish a boundary, and then recently it went into just a bite and latch.
Yeah, we were like getting ready to go out or something, and tight quarters. You know, we were like, I was walking around there following me. All 3 of them were following me all over the place, and I think I was going back out of the bedroom, and they were all kind of together. And I guess Ollie like ran into Como, and then all of a sudden, like I was just looking up, I didn't even know
Oliver
what
is
happened
very
until
awkward. Like
yeah.
Oliver's just like, I don't know, he fell
was
off
just
the
out of nowhere. There were
couch,
no-
and he's like, he's very, I don't know how to say it, like his body is
Clumsy,
very
yeah.
flexible and clumsy. Like these dogs are like sturdy, and he's just like, his limbs are all over the place, and
Yeah.
he's very funny. He's like a goat kind of a thing. He's just very clumsy. Like he doesn't know, no spatial awareness. Like he falls off.
That's what I was in my head. I had space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my theory on why that happened is he had already established a number of boundaries with Ollie. And then that day just happened to be the day where he's like, you know what, I'm tired of this, and then
Yeah.
he did a
Yeah.
serious correction.
That's
Yeah.
what it feels like, kind of, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm done. Like,
Right. So, and again, like this is why I have to look at everything, because most people, they have the experience and they just label the dog. So, for example, I have a client. I think the baby's like a year old maybe, just barely crawling, and their dog bit the baby in the face. Okay, so everybody's freaked out. I have to assess everything, and I go,
Yeah.
well, were there punctures? And they're like, no. I was like, was it just a bruise? Like, it was just a bruise. I was like, and the dog was completely off leash in home, and they said yes. I was like, and your baby was just sitting there, and they said yes. And I was like, okay. I was like, this sounds like, because this dog actually, this is rare, from what I see, does have prey drive towards the child, because the dog fixates on the child, and they have video and they showed it to me. Like, yeah, that's prey drive for sure. But what was happening is the dog got out, ran up to the baby because it was sitting on the floor, and I've seen this happen with other dogs where a client will they'll go, oh, my dog caught a squirrel the other day, and then didn't know what to do. Like they literally had the squirrel in their paws and they're just like confused, like what do I do with this now? Because they're so far removed from the hunting instinct. Like the prey drive is there.
Yeah.
But once they have it, they're like, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm used to getting kibble in my bowl. I don't know that I'm supposed to kill this and eat this, right?
Right.
So in my opinion, I told him it sounds like that with the baby, which is good.
Yeah.
And the dog did nip because it was like, I don't know what to do now, and got nervous. And then the mother-in-law was there and then interfered, and then that was that. Right?
Yeah.
But I told him was to give your dog one, either had full-blown like hunting prey drive, knew what to do, it would have been much worse. And or if the dog did want to cause harm, it would have. Because it was completely off leash at complete range to do so. And it was just this, and then I don't know what to do now. Okay? So in this case, it was boundary, don't treat me like Ringo, right? And then it sounds like there was probably some energy and commotion as around. That on top of Ollie bumping into him for the whatever umpteenth time.
Exactly, yeah.
And then he decides like, I'm tired of this, and then does a harsh correction.
Yeah.
If he had been shaking, right, and then I know, okay, now that's caused like that they don't want to do harm because that's what they do to kill their prey.
Right, yeah.
So it sounds like he latched on, and then from there it's just like didn't know what to do. In that case, as FYI, safest way you remove a dog from a bite like that is just to choke him out.
Okay.
Okay. If the dog's got a harness, if you try to pull them off a bite, it can make it worse. Because if they're holding and you pull off, they can either rip skin or muscle tissue, and or if they feel like they're going to lose the bite, they'll either bite harder or release and then bite again.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll talk more about the harnesses, but harnesses aren't good for dogs with reactivity and or aggression issues. And that's why I would recommend like flat collars at the minimum. Because if something were to happen like that, we can choke the dog out to make it release with no further harm to the dog. And choking him out sounds worse than it is. It just means that when they got the hold and you start to put pressure like on the arteries or whatever, like it's like choking someone out. They start to get faint and they will release, and it's like the safest way to remove a dog from a bite without causing harm to anybody.
Yeah.
The reason why we had harnesses is because they get out of the collar. Like they would, Ringo got out of the collar before.
It was probably fitted too loosely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's like a Houdini a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
And the other thing you can do is like a Martingale collar. They're the ones that they use for like whippets or greyhounds because their necks are thicker than their heads. So a regular collar will just slide off. So Martingales, if they try to pull back, it tightens so that they can't escape it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be for Ringo.
So, and excuse the barking, that's my neighbor's kennel. He has the back part, we have the front part here. You ever been on the CTA train and you see those dogs walking around, the canine dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my neighbor's dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when it comes to like reactivity stuff, and is Ringo also on harness?
Yeah.
And what about Ollie?
Ollie, no harness, just a regular. No, it's
yeah,
small
the
harness.
We just put honestly, we just put one of their old harnesses
That
on
doesn't
him.
fit really.
We haven't really figured Oliver out.
He's still in
You know,
that
it's just
temporary.
like the situation is still kind of new, no? And we just.
So we have an ill-fitting harness.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha. So going back to when his reactivity started, right? Have you been walking Cuomo on a harness since you got him, or was it like a flat collar and then you gradually moved to him?
We moved to harness. So I think we added harness because he either got out or so they don't walk. Neither of them walks good on a leash. Like they pull. Like I told him so why we like freaking out, but it's training right now. He's going away for a week, and I'm like I can deal with 3 dogs. Like I can handle 3 dogs by myself. And I don't even like to walk them anymore. They're just too much for me this maybe past year. Like they pull so much that I can't even handle them. And that's why we put the harness on because of the front, you know, because it says that, and it's up front, it's, you know, but it, you know, it's still bad.
Okay. Do you know about what age you started to incorporate the harness?
Oh, probably pretty early on. I think Ringo went straight to the harness because because Como already was in a harness.
Yeah, but Como, how long was he?
Yeah, like first maybe year or 2, no?
No, earlier than that. Yeah.
Yeah, so within first year, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
So the reason why I ask is
Come over here.
generally when reactivity starts, if we have a puppy, it's 6 months, a year, and 2 years. More often it happens at 6 months in a year. Okay, it's just a personality shift. It's just like with people, right? Like I'm not the same person I was when I was a teenager. You know, I'm probably not even the same person I was a year ago. We're just constantly changing according to life and the things that happen to us, right? Dogs are the same way. So if we have a puppy, 6 months, a year, and 2 years are when I expect to see personality shifts. If you're familiar with child development, 6 months is what I would refer to as terrible twos brain, teenager body, where they're like tall and lanky. At a year, we get teenager brain, adult body, where they start to fill out. And at 2 years, you get adult dog. Okay? A lot of times, around 6 months and or a year, something negative may happen. You could be at the park, your puppy's playing with another dog, and maybe that dog goes to the dog, to your puppy, right? And that experience, if handled incorrectly, can turn into reactivity. Okay, so then the owner goes, "Oh, Jesse, it was like a switch. One day my dog was friendly at the park, and the next day my dog was lunging at dogs on the leash." Right?
Yeah.
I go, "Right," because at the time it happened, the dog's developing, getting his personality, has a negative experience, and it just goes into reactivity. Okay, sometimes it happens organically. A lot of times with power breeds, pitties, German shepherds, Rotties, bull terriers, boxers, any kind of power breed, right? Is they'll go at 6 months, you know, and then like one day I walk my dog and they're leash reactive and nothing ever happened to them, you know. More commonly it's at a year because it's the teenager brain.
Yeah.
It can happen at any point. It's very rare that it happens at around the 2-year mark, okay? And it's usually gonna happen earlier. The other thing that can happen is that when people get puppies, puppies tend not to walk well. And if they're wearing a flat collar, right, and they're choking and they're gagging, and of course we don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
We put them on a harness, and what happens is the harness triggers what's known as opposition reflex. Are you familiar with this term? Opposition reflex is a fancy term. All it means is when a dog feels tension, they want to go against it, right? So if they pull forward, you pull back, they pull more forward. You pull back, they pull forward. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You pull right, they pull left, you pull left, they pull right. They want to go opposite.
Yeah.
So what happens is you put them on a harness. Most harnesses, it's a back clip, right? Yours is a front clip. So let's say you're walking your dog or a puppy, they see another dog, they're still friendly, they want to say hi, and you're pulling them away because you don't want them to interact because maybe that dog's not nice, maybe they're not fully vaccinated, whatever the reason is, right?
Yeah.
We pull them away, and it creates opposition reflex, and it creates tension. And that tension can become agitation over time. So every time your puppy sees a dog, you pull them away, you pull them away, you pull them away. Over and over again, the puppy now starts to associate the tension towards dogs. Eventually, that tension becomes agitation or frustration. Frustration becomes agitation. Agitation becomes aggression. Okay, so when I used to do protection work is when we train a dog to be aggressive to people on command. Right? That's what we did. We would put them on a harness. You'd have the handler holding the leash, and then you'd have your agitator. Right? The agitator is doing things to create suspicion in the dog. Dog starts growling, and the handler is pulling back on the harness to trigger that opposition reflex to start creating agitation, right? The person keeps doing their thing, and eventually the dog starts to lunge and bark. And then we would reward that behavior by letting go, right? So now the dog's like, oh, I want to get to the threat. I want to get to the people, the person that's acting weird, right? And when I do so, I'm rewarded by the leash being released, right? So this is a very common story that I hear where they're like, oh, my dog was so friendly as a puppy, and then over time became increasingly more reactive or aggressive. And a lot of times those dogs are on harnesses. So it's like people are unintentionally making their dogs aggressive or quote unquote protection dogs through the agitation of the harness. Okay.
You know what I just thought about? He also lunges at, so we live like, when you open up our front door, we're like in a 3-floor place, walk downstairs, open, and we're on Milwaukee. Like Milwaukee in River West, when lots of bikes, like you open the door, people walk in, bikes going. And remember he like lunges at scooters and bikes sometimes. Or it happened that he kind of when it was raining and person was wearing like a hoodie or something and he just goes off the person. And but this was like later on in his years, like 5-6 years old and here and there.
Yeah.
Like I'm afraid to like just walk by a person sometimes.
Yeah.
Then or umbrella, or it was umbrella or something, or a big coat, and he would kind of go off. And we don't necessarily know exactly how old he is, so it's hard to tell how old he was when the behavior really changed. Remember, because we got him, and I think Paul said he's 4 months, and then the vet said he's 7 months. We didn't really.
A few months off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had him for 8,
But-
9 years, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2017.
So we know he's at minimum.
Yeah, but I think it kind of changed for him around what we think was 2 years. Not, I think he was pretty okay until then. No, don't you agree, or you don't?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, he was good for a long while, yeah.
Yeah, suddenly just like kind of, oh, and then we got the Ringo when he was like 2, no? 3? 2?
We got Ringo and COVID. No.
And
2020.
did
Yeah,
did you ever
2020.
start before Ringo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started getting worried
That
about
can
going to the
happen too,
dog
where
park.
Dogs influence each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, we were going to the dog park just with Como, and then all of a sudden, yeah,
I just,
not all of a sudden, but yeah, it just,
it was, for me, I remember there was like a big hairy dog, and suddenly Como just like lunged at him and like lots of hair in his mouth
Oh,
of the dog.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a dog park in Weston. Maybe you were not there, and I remember, oh, what's happened?
Yeah.
And I mean, I just realized first time when he had ton of hair, I had to pull it out of his mouth.
Yeah. So behavior changes more often than not happen at certain times and or in response to something, right? But it doesn't mean that things just can't change over time.
yeah,
So it could be because of the harness. It could be maybe something happened that you didn't know that he perceived as negative, and then he changed because of that.
yeah,
But this is why I tell all my clients, my dog's never bitten anybody or whatever. I'm like, just because they've never done it doesn't mean they never will. Very different things, right? Because especially with kids, I had this golden retriever for 5 years, and then it bit my kid.
yeah,
Right, and then they think their dog is aggressive. More often than not, it's the kid was being a kid. They were like, I have a golden retriever, nothing will ever happen. Kids pulling on the ears, pulling on the jowls, pulling on the tail, doing what kids
Yeah.
do. And then 5 years into it, the dog's like, I'm tired of this. And it's just,
yeah,
it's a correction. It's
Right.
not aggression. It's a correction. And the way dogs correct their puppies is through a bite, and kids to dogs are puppies.
Yeah.
You know, so when I tell them, like, yeah, maybe your dog was tired that was being allowed over the past 5 years and decided, like, today I'm going to end
Yeah.
it. Right, kind of like with Ollie here, or Cuomo with
Yeah.
Ollie, right?
Yeah.
Except it was over a shorter window of time.
yeah,
Maybe he decides like, today I'm going to do a harsher correction. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is why, especially when you have more than one dog, like there always has to be structure. Okay, because then once the problem is created, there is no going back. That's what I tell everybody. Like everybody wants to go back to before there was a problem. And they go, I was like, that's not a thing. That's what people would like it to be able
Yeah.
to do. Okay, it's a very different life. Okay, so to give you an example, my wife, her dog, my wife's dog, and my dog don't like each other. Okay,
Yeah.
Her dog is a 6-year-old female. She's a Great Pyrenees mix, and I have a 16-year-old pit. Okay, they never liked each other. They coexist with each other. Okay, if I come home with Lexi, my pit, and Luna approaches the door, you'll see Luna,
yeah,
right, licking on Lexi, and you would think like, wow, she really loves her pit. I'm like, she's just excited. It's the honeymoon phase of us coming home, and she missed us. But they don't like each other. But it would fool people if you didn't know that.
yeah,
So about once a year, they get into a spat.
yeah,
Okay, but we can stop it like this, right? So like there was one time when my wife was in the kitchen. She was upstairs. She was in the kitchen with our son,
yeah,
and the dogs were out on the roof. And for whatever reason, Luna was standing by the back door. Lexi approached, and Luna attacked Lexi on the approach for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay, and my wife heard the snarling and was like, "Hey!" from all the way over here, right? So that's probably a 50, 60-foot distance. They stopped right away.
Oh, wow. Oh, you live here?
Yeah, we have a living space upstairs.
Yeah.
So we're between here and then like Barrington, and then we have a home in Lincoln Park. But with our son, it's like easier just to be here.
yeah,
But yeah, she stopped it just with a shout from that
Yeah.
distance, right? Because I trained her dog. My
Yeah.
dog's also trained, and they respect us. So it doesn't take much for us to be able to stop something
Yeah.
quickly. Most people don't know how to stop a fight, but then also don't have the level of respect from their dogs for them to stop the fight.
yeah,
Does that make sense? Because the issue with dogs is that people get dogs for companionship, right? But friends don't tell friends what to do. So if it's like, oh, my dog's being reactive, I need them to stop it. If you're being a friend to your dog all of the time, the dog's like, for you to tell me to stop being reactive,
yeah,
right? You have to be your dog's authority figure, your dog's parent, your dog's leader, right? And I tell everybody, 80% of the time to your dog, you are a leader personality. 20% of the time, you can be the friend personality, right? So this way, if something happens, if the dog's used to me telling them what to do or telling them what not to do, I have more control in these kind of higher intensity situations. The other thing is, if like let's say your dog saw you as the leader and you were doing this from the get-go, right? you wouldn't have these problems. Because, so Ollie, in my opinion, feels, or not Ollie, Cuomo, feels that he can assert himself because he's like the senior dog in the home, which according to the pecking order makes sense, right? But he can't feel that way because if he does, then you get the incidents with Ollie.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, I'm the older dog, I'm the senior dog, I get to tell you what you can't do around me, right? But if it's you guys going, you do what we tell you to do, and you can't do these things, then there's nothing for him to establish. That's the difference between training and behavior. Training is obedience. Sit, stay down, come play seal, right? Any dog can be trained to a degree, depending on what technique you're using. Is it food-based? Is it prong collar? Is it gentle leader? Is it e-collar, right? That I'm never ever worried about. Behavior is where things get complicated because you have a pack, right? As soon as, technically even a human and a dog, that's technically a pack, right?
Yeah.
But when you have humans and then multiple dogs,
Yeah.
that is most definitely a pack,
yeah.
right? So like, and I used to have 5 at one point.
Yeah.
And then currently we have 3. I have my Chihuahua who's 16 years old, and my Pit who's 16 years old, and then Luna who's 6 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and then because I'm a behavioral trainer, like I come from the Cesar Millan methodology, I know how to have a pack. You know, like, so earlier when I said, excuse the barking, it's my neighbor's kennel, right? We could have 50 dogs here and it's just as quiet.
Yeah.
Behind that wall is our play area, so
Yeah.
there'll be dogs playing. Behind that wall over there is our kennel area.
Yeah.
Okay? You'll hear the occasional bark. It's gonna happen when you got 50 dogs.
Yeah.
But it's not constant, incessant barking all day.
Right.
And the reason why I can run a quiet kennel is because I understand structure and behavior. Okay, and I have dog aggressive dogs, I have human aggressive dogs, I have dogs that are both. I have fearful dogs, anxious dogs, nervous dogs, right? Overstimulated dogs, hyperactive dogs, all that stuff. But once they're here, they know calmness, and that's due to structure. Okay? Questions on any of that stuff?
No.
He does have, speaking of like anxious dog, he is like storms, rain, fireworks.
Or we go.
Como is.
Just he spends
yeah.
all day in the bathroom in the shower.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and actually when you were talking about like when they're little and then something happens and then they remember. I remember we went 4th of July to the beach.
Yeah.
And fireworks, and since then
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Even if it's raining, he knows
He
like,
can
there's gonna
smell
be
the rain
thunder.
coming.
Yep.
Not even raining yet, and he's already in a shower.
Yeah.
I know there's a storm coming like a day before.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
of her behavior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's in a shower, just
Yep.
sleeps there.
Yep.
Yeah, why are you drooling? Why are you
I'm
drooling?
assuming, obviously, the leash reactivity is something you're trying to address, right?
Yeah.
But then the bigger thing would be like the internal coexistence, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do we get these guys to coexist safely?
Yeah.
And that is actually the hardest thing. The leash reactivity is for me easy.
Yeah.
What would be difficult with the leash reactivity is it Ringo that redirects, or do they both redirect?
They both.
They both do.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's the trickiest part about that. Okay. I can do all this stuff, but that's not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is I have to teach you to be able to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then there's some other things too that I just know through experience. I'm assuming before booking this, you read that I use e-collar and prong collar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, perfectly safe to use. Are you familiar with what the e-collar is?
No, I never really heard of
I
it.
actually got to you because someone I know had his dogs here, and he had me like try it. Like the dogs had it
Oh, yeah.
at Johnny's
Yeah.
feet. So he like buzzed it or something, and I felt it like it vibrates or something, right? That's the one.
Well, it can vibrate like a cell phone,
Yeah.
but it's a
that
muscle
was-
stimulator. Have you ever been to a chiropractic physical therapist? Have you ever had the stem therapy that moves the muscles?
Yeah.
That's e-collar.
Yeah, I hate it, but yeah.
Yeah. So when you did the therapy, I'm assuming they started low and then they would work it up, right? And then you would say right there, and then they would let it do the work.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
same thing with e-collar training. We start low, we work our way up. I don't know what the number is going to be. The dogs tell me. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's an old dog, young dog. Doesn't matter if it's a Rottweiler, a Chihuahua, fearful dog, stable dog. Every dog is different, and I just figure it out as we do the training. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a muscle stimulator. Okay. What I've seen, a common thing that I've seen with older dogs is they tend to have a higher number, and they tend to stress out more. Okay, just so you know. In my theory, as we get older, our nerve endings start to die. We're not as sensitive as we used to be when we were younger, right? So I think that's part of why their numbers tend to be higher. The stress tends to come from he's gone 8 to 9 years without formal discipline. And now he's going to be disciplined 8 to 9 years into his life. So now he's like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
You see that? Younger dogs tend to be more resilient. They tend to recover faster. Okay? So what that tends to look like is anxiety,
Yeah.
shaking, salivation. Again, it can look terrible. That's what tends to deter people. Okay? More often than not, through repeated exposure, when it becomes just a part of life, they get over it. Okay? But it's what we call the messy middle. Okay? So the messy middle is we have a problem. We're doing the training to fix the problem. We're confronting the problem. It's going to look bad, possibly. But then once we get over the problem, now you're over here, and then all that stuff's behind us, right? So it's similar to like people who do like drug rehab, right? If some drugs, like you could even die if you try to stop it incorrectly, that they have to like wean you off of it, right? So that the possibility of dying would be like the messy middle of that,
yeah.
exactly, right? But the shaking, the sweats, the inability to sleep, well, that's the messy middle of a person trying to quit drugs, right? So for dogs, when we're confronting reactivity, aggression, territorial behavior, anxiety, nervousness, all that stuff, we expect to see a messy middle. It's just that with older dogs, it tends to look worse from my experience, okay? So, because I always paint things worst case scenario for people, because then if it ends up being there, they're like, well, Jesse kind of already said this might be a possibility. And then if it ends up being easier than that, you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We didn't have it like as hard as Jesse said it could be.
Right.
Okay? But yeah, I expect higher numbers, and I expect the dog's going to be very, very stressed out for a period of time. Okay. Now the dog will only be stressed when they're wearing the tool, because the tool is associated with discipline. Okay. But eventually, because you start walking them more, because it's like, wow, I can actually walk my dog and not worry about the reactivity. You might possibly even let your dog be off leash again, like in a nice open area, so you can chase squirrels or whatever, run around and have fun. Is now the collar starts to be associated with positive things, and that's what tends to get the dog over the hump of the discipline of it. Okay, every case is different. I've had cases where the anxiety would stick, and it's like, it sucks that it's still there, but the owner's like, but at least I don't have to deal with the reactivity. Because I get people who can't even walk their dogs because they're so reactive. Or they'll only walk them at like really odd hours, like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like they'll leave at 11 o'clock at night, whenever, like they're trying to dodge people. Or they'll take the stairs instead of the elevator,
We try to dodge people too.
Yeah. And I feel like we're surrounded by other reactive dogs too. So we're all
We're like in this little tiny triangle of streets where a lot of people have dogs.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere really to go to walk them. There's no park. Oh, there's a little park, but so it's you always meet someone.
Yeah, no, you can't avoid people, right? And then dogs, like Chicago's a very like dog-friendly city, so like dogs are everywhere. And your dogs can learn to not be reactive to other reactive dogs, by the way. Okay, it is more difficult to cover in the sense that they're being reactive in response to another dog's threat, which makes sense, right? And then also, we can't plan for when that's going to happen. That's what makes it the most difficult. Whenever we can force something, it's easier because we can force the problem and address it in a controlled context. And it tends to carry over into life. But if we can't force, like if I don't have a reactive dog to force that situation, it's like you're stuck only being able to address it when you're in the real world. But typically what happens is your dog's reactive, their dog's reactive, and they're like, I need to get out of here. So if they leave before you can stop your dog's reactivity, your dog thinks the reactivity calls that dog to leave. So now it reinforces the reactivity. You see that? So, but it can be done. It's just trickier. It just takes time. Okay. The other thing is, are you looking to address Cuomo or Ringo or the 3?
We're not quite. I'm just gonna be honest. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
So all 3 dogs at the same time. I don't know if we can do it like. Everyone needs to get trained in our house. That's 100%.
Yeah, but I feel like it's
how we gonna
Como
do it.
and Ringo are the 2 ones that, like, I feel like Ollie, I can kind of handle. He's so small and he's still learning. Like, I don't know. It's just Como and Ringo are the most reactive, and the ones that really we have an issue with walking. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Oliver needs like some basic training.
He does need.
But I don't know if we can do it all at the same. It would be great, but I don't know if we can do it.
As like a behavior thing, it's Como and Ringo are the behavior.
Yeah.
Well, Ollie is also because if his behavior stays the same, so because most would look at it as, well, Ollie's friendly and he's just trying to play, and then he's the one that's having a problem with it. I go, right. But he's telling you there needs to be something done about this energy, right? So somebody needs to correct Ollie's energy so that he feels like he doesn't have to correct his energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Oliver, so he came like scared, shy, and everything. But I think he's like, I'm home. I feel good. And he wants the attention. Like with Como, he's scared. But with Ringo, like I'm trying to pet Ringo and he comes like sits on top of me, blocks Ringo, stands on Ringo. Ringo is great. Doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
Like he literally sits on top of Ringo when we are gonna come. Like he's he's like, I don't know. I don't think he's a puppy, but he's young. He's about maybe a year old or something, they told us. But he acts like a total puppy. But so he feels comfortable now and he's getting jealous because I can tell when I'm petting, I get home and I go to Como or Ringo and I try to ignore him, he like complains, like verbally, you know, like, yeah, like it's very cute and funny, but it's not, you know, it's not going to be going forward. So,
So
I can tell.
Yeah.
Like those things, right, are things that I would correct as a behavioral. Like as a person who's like, if you're gonna have pack hierarchy, like it's funny, right? You see your dog sitting on your other dog, like it's goofy, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I deeper than that, I go like, that might be a problem one day.
Well, I think it will be as, and Ringo, we feel like Ringo has some like joint issues or something. So there's probably gonna be a day when something's gonna hurt and Ringo's gonna go off on him. So it's not good. It's cute, but it's not. I don't like. I mean, we don't like it when he sits on top of him. But he's so clumsy that he just wants, like, he's very cuddly, or I don't call it. English is not my first language. Like he literally wants to be hugged. He's like a baby. He like wants to be hugged. He hugs you. He goes on top of you, lays on top of you. Other two dogs, they're not like that.
Yeah.
But he's just really like right there. He wants to be held as a baby.
You know, and then this is just FYI, right? It's not judgmental. That I also don't like.
Yeah, I mean it's cute because we don't have kids, so it's cute that you have a dog that wants to be like
So
cuddly like that, you know.
think of it this way: your dogs see what's going on, and your dogs go, "You're letting the new guy
I know he doesn't
all
like
over
it.
your personal space with no boundaries."
Yeah.
Right. So then that works against the, again, if we're trying to tell him, don't be aggressive, don't be reactive. He's like, you let this newbie all over you. Like, I don't have to take you serious.
I
you
know.
So that's why I said behavior is difficult, because it requires people to let go of a lot of things that they enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you were just here for obedience, because it's like we have 3 dogs, we need to train them, and there was no behavior, there was no reactivity, there was no aggression. Like, I would not advise it, but I go, you don't really have a problem, right? But because there is a problem, I go, that's where it's like you want to start thinking about it. Putting boundaries there because these guys see it.
I mean, he sees it. We see it in his eyes. We know him so well. Like
He's
we
not
can
liking
we
it.
can see he doesn't like it, and sometimes he starts going like his mouth starts.
Pattering,
And then we know it's
like-
about to.
It's stressing him out.
He's like
It's
right
about to
next
go.
to,
Like he's
sitting
about
there,
to snap.
Yeah.
So
So Ollie, his energy is what he's not liking. His lack of boundaries is what he's not liking.
Yeah.
And he's, from what I'm hearing so far, like the enforcer, right? He's the one that will set a boundary.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like Ringo's probably outside of the leash stuff, like in the home internally, right? Like he's like the enforcer. Ringo's like the in the middle dog, and then Ollie is just the complete like party
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And they at home when they hear like barking outside on the street, this is one thing I don't like. But because you used to not be like that, but we have other places like really long, you know, one of those just super long ones, and I mean they run back and forth, like window there, and just it's loud, and they're like we never had any barking, and suddenly Como kind of barks and growls and complains, and Ringo starts going. Ringo has no idea what's happening. He follows what Como's doing, right?
Yeah,
Like he doesn't know. He doesn't even look out the window.
It's not all the time, but Como, we'll see a dog, like we're up on like the 2nd floor and looking down, and he'll see a dog across the street walking, and it's not every dog, but just certain dogs, and he'll start barking at the dog. And if the dog is like, looks like he's turning the corner, he'll like run back to the back window to see if he made it. Yeah. So then all 3 of them are, running back and
following
forth, following him, because he's the only one who knows what's going on.
But Ringo has no idea what's going on.
No.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So the difficulty that we're going to have here right, is that you're in the thick of a problem, and there's no like jumping point. Like if there was already foundational obedience with like e-collar, like I would question it because a lot of trainers use e-collar incorrectly. But I would be like, okay, well at least there's a baseline that we can work with, right? Whereas we're coming in from scratch, trying to fix the problem. Okay. Remember, we're not going back to what things were like before. It's more so I'm teaching. Yes, there's training involved, but then I'm teaching you. This is how you lead a pack.
Yeah.
Right? And it's going to mean stopping certain things. Okay? And that's usually what I struggle with my clients because it makes them feel good for some of these things. Right? And I completely understand as another human. So then, at the end of the day, I tell everybody, your house, your rules, your dogs. Right? I could advise you, hey, don't do that. Like, I really discourage it. And you're like, no, I really enjoy it. I'm going to keep doing it. And I go, that's fine, but we're probably going to keep this problem then. You can't have both. Right? You can't try to fix a problem and then keep another thing that's incentivizing the problem.
Yeah.
You know? And again, that's the hardest part. The hardest part for people is the emotional stuff. Like the stuff that they have to let go of, right? The fact that they have to discipline their dog, the messy middle that we're inevitably going to go through, right? That's what gets people. As long as people follow through, we're good.
Yeah.
The next thing is we have to think you have these 3 dogs for hopefully a considerable amount of more years. Okay? Let's say you have Cuomo for another 6 to 9 years. And then same thing with Ringo, and then of course Ollie's the young bucks, you can have them for quite a bit, right? That's a long time for nothing to happen. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? So the way I look at it is, like for example, I told you my wife and her dog and my dog, we get a spat about once a year.
Yeah.
But we stop it like that.
Yeah.
Right? Growing up, I'm the oldest of 4 kids. Okay? But there was an age gap, like 6 to 7 years. But my other brothers, 2 brothers and sister, they're closer in age gap. They would fight when they were toddlers and stuff like that. They would take each other's toys, crying, yelling, hitting each other with the toy, and then my mom, right? Like, fights would happen. But as humans, we don't like bite each other.
Yeah.
You know, you punch each other, push, with the toy or whatever. We're dogs bite.
Yeah.
So let's say in the next 8 years, you were to have 2 scuffles. To me, I go, well, that's pretty good. That's 1 every 4 years, right? But one of them could be a really bad fight where there's like stitches and stuff like that. So then that's the reality of having multiple dogs, and that's the reality of having multiple dogs, and you already know 2 of them have behavioral issues. Yeah. Right? There's no such thing as like the perfect ending of like things will never happen again. I had a client, they have 2 pits. They had the first pit who was human and dog aggressive. He was super easy. Then they did a foster fail, right? Yeah. This dog ended up being way worse than the first dog. Yeah. Okay. And this dog had resource guarding. We addressed it because they had a couple of scuffles. We addressed it, all the behavior stuff, and they went like 3 years with nothing happening. And then one day I get an email going, Bay attacked Gordo, and it was really bad. Yeah. Okay. So I called him up, talk through things, and she was like, Jess, I came home, I forgot to kennel Bay because they would kennel him. And he was out of the kennel, and there were toys on the floor, and there was no fight. So then she was like, oh, wow, I'm glad nothing happened, because that's prime opportunity. And she thought to herself, maybe I should put these things away right now. And then she's like, well, nothing happened all day. And then she went to go use the bathroom, and a fight happened 2 minutes after coming home. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm like, it's that voice in your head, because it's happened to me, where I'm like, maybe I should do this. And then I don't do it. I don't follow my instinct, and then something happens. Yeah. Yeah. And then it was a pretty bad fight. Yeah. So they tightened things up again because they got low lax. Yeah. And then I think it was like another 3 to 4 years, and then something else happened. I don't remember what the trigger was, but I think they were both looking out the back glass door. Yeah. And then it was like they saw a squirrel or something. They got agitated, and I believe Bay redirected on Gordo. Not as bad as the other fight, but still something had happened there. Right. But in those 7 years, there was 2 incidents. One of them could have been prevented had she just like thought to herself, let me put this away. Put it away now. So that's the reality of, if you have dogs with behavioral issues, and then even through training and all that stuff, it's usually human error. Yeah. Complacency is the biggest thing. We're like, oh, everything's great. Like, we don't need to do anything. I go, no, like your dogs are great because you're doing a great job of just constant rules and boundaries. Okay? Yeah. The next thing would be, were you looking to do like a board and train type option?
Yeah, because well, I want to do it when he's gone.
Okay.
So I don't have to have 3 dogs at home,
Understandable.
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah, so with the board and train, I can only cover what I can see. Now, board and trains are geared towards obedience, but if it's something I can recreate, like resource guarding, I will sure, no problem, I'll cover it. Or if it's leash reactivity, I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem, I can cover it, right?
Yeah.
But if I try to create it and then I don't see it, then there's nothing that I can do. So that's the drawback to the board and train is like, okay, the dogs come here to do training, but when they go home, you still have the same problem. Okay?
Yeah.
Because my space is not the same as your space.
Right.
Okay? A lot of times dogs come here that are reactive and we see nothing. We see
Really?
no reactivity. Okay?
I wonder. Yeah.
Because you give the dog something to protect.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
when they're in an unknown environment, they're insecure a lot of the times because they're like, I have nobody. I'm by
Yeah.
myself, you know? So, but all the obedience would be there, okay?
Yeah.
Which gives us a jumping point at minimum.
If we send Como and Ringo here, you would still train them separately, right? Because, or how does this work if we send you 2 dogs?
Right, so let's say it's a 1 week board and train. That's just foundational stuff. I teach sit, stay down, complete seal. It's usually, and I film everything, it's about a 2 to 3-ish hour video that I compile to send to you to watch to have an understanding of how everything works, and that's per dog. Okay.
Yeah.
If one dog is easier than the other, theirs will probably be a little bit shorter because I go, there's no point in having redundancy here.
Yeah.
But you still get to see them train, right? And me work them through it. If we see anxiety, if we see the dog locking up, or the number thing, right? All of that is explained real time. And then we could do walking them together, right, to see if we see reactivity. Issue would be, I would are they muzzle conditioned at all?
No.
No?
I don't
I
know
would
what that is.
highly advise muzzle conditioning.
I don't know what that is.
The muzzle?
Yeah.
Oh, muzzle.
Yeah.
Because if there is redirected aggression, right?
Yeah.
I don't want anything to happen to your dogs,
Yeah.
right? I've been doing this for 16 years. I'm really good at it. But I'm all about safety. So if I take these dogs for a walk and then there is a dog and they do become reactive, that's great because I have opportunity to address the behavior.
Yeah.
But if they redirect towards each other and
Yeah.
then it happens to be really bad, you're going to be really mad at me,
Yeah.
right? So the muzzle allows me to press these behaviors and not worry about like liability. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Same thing for you. Once I train them, guess who has to do the training afterwards?
Yeah.
You guys, right? If they become reactive and start to redirect, guess who has to learn how to stop the redirection?
Yeah.
You guys, right? So the muzzles just help take that weight off of your shoulders of what happens if it's a really bad fight.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's part of like the messy middle. Now, is there a point where you could walk them and not have to use the muzzles anymore? That's completely up to you. Every case is different.
Yeah.
I get some clients that, yes, they move past the muzzles.
Yeah.
And other clients go, you know what, Jesse? I love the comfort that the muzzles give me. Yes, I don't see redirection. Yes, I
Yeah.
don't see reactivity. But I feel better knowing I have them.
Yeah.
I go, great. There's nothing that says you don't need to use them. You know, that's
Yeah.
everybody's personal preference, you know?
Yeah.
So I let clients decide that on their own. Because I don't want to tell a client, no, take the muzzles off, you're fine, and then something happens. And then
Yeah.
they come back to me going, you told me to take the muzzles
Yeah.
off, and this happened, you know?
Yeah.
So I leave it up to just people to make their own decisions.
Yeah.
Okay? But yeah, that'd be the next thing, is that I would become limited. So for example, I have a dog that I trained already. His name is Fitz. Highly, highly aggressive, okay? They need to board him. So he's been coming to daycare, and we've been keeping a muzzle. And I told him
Yeah.
up front, we're not removing this muzzle because he will fuck someone up,
Yeah.
okay? Excuse my language, but he's that serious.
Yeah.
So I told him, bring him, and he's been making progress. He's more relaxed. He's been pooping with us. He's been peeing with us, which in the beginning he wasn't because he was so stressed.
Yeah.
You would touch him and he would be like this, and he'd try to come after you, right?
Yeah.
And they want to board him Memorial Weekend, which is like in a couple of weeks, right? So I'm gonna email him
Next
now.
week.
Yeah.
This week I'm gonna try to move him past the muzzle. I can do it. I was
Yeah.
like, but if my staff is here, he's gonna be muzzled. And because they're like, do what you need to do, we just need
Yeah.
to be boarded safely. It allows me to not have to worry about stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they told me like, no, we need you to take the muzzle off, then I would say, then I can't have this dog here because if someone does something incorrectly, or if I do something incorrectly, because even
Yeah.
professionals make mistakes, there's a lot of liability there. I have to make sure that everything is good, and then I will start to test things. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have no problem walking them individually to do the reactivity stuff. But if I know they redirect, my concern would be if they get into a fight and happens to be really bad, I don't want to have to be liable for it.
Yeah.
So I'm limited in that regard. Anything that we can do safely at a distance or whatever, we're not worried about physical harm. I'm not worried about it. We can push it. Anything else where there might be physical harm, I want to use a muzzle. Okay?
Yeah.
The next thing is a 1 week board and train is, we'll get a lot done, but it's just a week.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a blink of an eye in the life of a
Right.
dog. Right? So there's still going to be quite a bit of work that you're going to have to do afterwards. Mainly all the behavioral stuff. Mainly learning how do I have a pack of dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
I think for you, really what you need more is in person, because you need all of this
Yeah.
that I'm giving you now. Right? The board and train comes with a lot of info. It's again a 2 to 3 hour video, but it only covers obedience. It doesn't really cover behavior unless we see it.
Yeah.
Whereas with in-person, you come in, like you asked questions today, and I gave you answers. And there are some things where I'm like, I think this may have been why, this is probably why that happened, right? To give you an understanding. It sounds like you yourself already thought that he was putting boundaries on Ollie, and then he finally just did like more serious ones.
Yeah.
You had already kind of come to that conclusion. I gave you the same answer so that for you to tell you like, oh, then we're in agreement. Most likely that is correct, right? And other things that maybe you didn't know about, like the developmental stages and all that stuff and how behaviors pop up. I'm sure you're walking away with a lot of information today. Same thing like the in-person training. You just walk away with more information because it's me teaching and training you real time.
Yeah.
Okay? So you could start with the board and train just to get your foundation down. 1 week board and trains would come with one long video, about 2 to 3 hours a piece, and then one 1 hour session per dog, right? So then you walk away with 2 private 1 hour lessons, okay? Which can be used for them for whatever, right? So if you're like, hey Jesse, we're having issues with reactivity, can we use a follow-up to cover the reactivity? I go, sure. If we meet here, I try to force it by bringing the dog out, okay? I've had it happen where the dogs will be reactive here, okay? Or it could be you want to do it in-home. Are you guys in the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
River
just
West.
$50 for enough charge to go do a private in-home where I'll travel to you, and then we walk around the neighborhood. There is possibility that we see 0 dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, it has happened to me. So it sucks, but I can only work with what we have.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there's dogs.
Can almost guarantee we'll
So we could
get a
use a
dog.
follow-up to work on the reactivity, right? And maybe we work on one dog at a time. You have a dog, he has a dog, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe go, hey Jesse, the reactivity is good when they're solo. We would like to try them together. Again, my advice would be muzzle. If you decide we want to do it without the muzzle, I go, that's fine. Just understand that there's risk. We go for a walk, and then I'm there, and you have both dogs, and we do that in person, right?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't able to cover it in a 1 week board and train, right?
Yeah.
If you do longer than a 1 week, like a 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, you get more follow-ups and more videos. So like a 2 week would have 2 videos. The second week video is usually 45 minutes to an hour. And then you get 2 more 1 hour lessons. So a 2 week board and train is 2 videos, 3 1 hour lessons. Okay. 3 week board and train, 3 videos, 5 1 hour lessons. And then the 4 week board and train, 4 videos, and then my math, 1, 3, 5, 7 1 hour lessons. The longer the board and train, the more advanced the training is all it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to get like a nice little package of private one-on-ones and then a decent amount of training, the 2 week is a nice, is a nice.
Yeah.
And when he's gone for 2 weeks, I cannot see him, right?
Who?
The dog.
You can visit them. I have no
visit
problem with
him?
it. A lot of programs won't let you visit the dogs for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I don't have a problem with it. All I ask is that you schedule it because sometimes I meet with clients here, and this is where we have clients meet with their dogs, so that we know we have time available. And then if you're available between 10 and 3 is easiest, because before we're getting dogs being dropped off, and then after we're getting dogs being picked up.
Okay.
So weekdays 10 to 3 tends to work best, and on the weekends it just depends. But if you email us what times are available, that you're available, we can let you know when you can come visit your dog. Okay. Do keep in mind, if you come to visit them, expect them to act like they're not trained. Okay. Until you start to implement the exercises, they're going to be normal. Okay. Now, what you can also do, which I have clients have done in the past, is I'll send them their first video, right? They'll watch some of it, and then they'll come visit their dog, and they'll ask to take the equipment so that they can go do and practice some stuff that they learned.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. Okay. Then they come back, so they already get a feel for it. You're also welcome to do lessons while they're here for the program. But I would wait until you get your first video because it's going to come with a lot of information. So once you watch at least a couple portions, like, you know, the heel, the place command or whatever, you come in already knowing something.
Yeah.
And then you try it out, and then you can ask questions, and they can help you and all that stuff. Or you can complete the board and train, take them home, apply what you've learned from the video, and then come back for follow-ups to help where you're struggling. They're very flexible in that regard. Okay, it's all just what you want, how you want to approach it.
Yeah.
Okay. Question on that.
But no questions.
If we take him and Ringo at the same time, you do get 10% off the second dog. In regards to the collar, when we have more than one dog, I'd advise that you get a prong collar, which is the spiky looking one. Have you ever seen one before?
Yeah, we had it and then we got rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, probably because I felt like
You're hurting.
sorry for them.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't remember
Do you
why.
know why it looks
I don't
that way?
remember why. No.
Teeth. To mimic a dog bite.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, when you see it, it looks menacing, right?
Yeah.
And people, oh, it's like stabbing a dog. Like, it's meant to mimic a dog bite.
Yeah.
And it's a very effective tool. The reason why I suggest is when you have more than one dog, it's a lot of technical skill involved.
Yeah.
Okay. The most I've ever walked is 16 dogs at a time. Okay.
Yikes.
Because I've been doing this for a long
Yeah.
time. Okay. If you familiar with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer?
Yeah.
No? You are?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he walks like 30
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's dog psychology, it's understanding pack behavior, dog
Yeah.
behavior, all that stuff, right? But for you guys, I don't expect you to do that much, right?
Yeah, I know.
So the prong collar gives you much more physical leverage to control them. So that you're able to walk multiple. If you're walking just one, you could get away with not needing it because the e-collar does the bulk of the work with the training. But the prong collar, when you're walking more than one dog, makes a huge difference. Okay. And then the e-collar. Okay. If you think you may train Ollie in the future, I can look into this. I have to double check. There are remotes that have multiple dogs. So one remote that can control all three.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then you can also duplicate that remote. What that means is you have a remote that controls all three. He has a remote that controls all three. Okay. And there's also systems that only have two dogs. So it'd be one remote for both Cuomo and Ringo.
Yeah.
And that can also be duplicated. I call it a family system.
Okay.
The family system is very nice because it's inevitable where if you have one remote, where'd you leave the remote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you both have one, it just makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
I do have to custom order these systems. Okay. So if you decide that you want a family system, I ask that you tell us right away. Tina has to invoice you because I have to present the invoice to the manufacturer, and then they send me family system. Okay. I can still get the training started because I use our own collars here, but this way, by the time the program is done, they're being sent home with the family system. Okay.
Yeah.
You do get 10% off of the system through us. Okay.
Okay.
Anything that you buy through us here, food, toys, training stuff, is all 10% off. Okay.
Okay.
So it helps take off at least the taxes that you would have to pay through the city, or whatever.
Yeah.
And the 10% off the 2-week programs will most likely balance out the cost of the system as well. Okay. Question on any of that stuff?
No.
No?
No.
Any other questions?
No.
No. I think I'm thinking more of. You let me know, but Como and Ringo together, like 2 weeks. Not just 1 week. Yeah.
No, I think we were thinking 2 weeks. I don't
2
think
weeks,
we
yeah.
were thinking 1 week. I think question for us is like, all dogs, 2 dogs, 1 dog. I mean, it's definitely a financial,
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
come here. He likes you, see?
Yeah.
So I don't
On the
know.
bright side,
Like
I
how
think-
how would, like if you had 3 dogs, like let's say you're us, what would you do? Do you do 1 at a time? Would you send 2 of them, or well, like it's hard for us to
It's
figure out how to structure it. Like
Yeah.
let's take the financial out, right? Like
It's nice when everybody's on the same page.
yeah, so all of them.
All of them, yeah. It's very nice when everybody's on the same page. Because what you will find is you get control over these guys, and then you can't control all of them. And it creates a frustration.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, now we got to send him. And then once he's separate, like we don't do a discount. We do when it's everything at once, we do a discount. Okay, so if he comes, it's just another $27.50 or whatever.
Yeah.
And just as FYI, it doesn't sound like you're doing this, but as FYI, if you do 1 week, we don't prorate programs. So if you did 1 week and then another week later, it'd be $17.50 plus $17.50. So it ends up being more expensive.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Because I had another client that did that because he has 2 bull terriers.
Yeah.
And we trained his first dog, and they got another bull terrier, and he did a board train with her. And then he wanted more advanced training for his first one. And I was like, dude, if you would have just did all this up front, you would just save like a couple of grand.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care. He owns a nice restaurant. He's like, doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They own a Kasama.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
The place that the breakfast place.
Oh, where there's a long
so
wait.
good.
Yeah. Is
They
it?
brought us some of their sandwiches.
Really?
It's so good.
It's so long. The wait is always so long.
gonna
So we
do a
never,
pickup.
we always drive by. We're like,
Yeah, if
All
you're on a
right.
day that you can just like
Yeah.
have some time to spend outside and
good.
chit chat, it is very good.
really.
Yeah.
We were very
Looks
thankful that
good.
They let us.
Wow, that's awesome.
But yeah, it's just easier up front, you know. But it makes sense the way you would approach it. Address the problem dogs first,
Yeah.
and then Ollie later, right?
Yeah.
So it just comes down to, you know, how you can budget it out or whatever.
And when they board, when they sleep here, are they separated or would
Yeah,
they
we
be?
keep everybody separated. Yes. Unless the client tells us, like, can you put them in the same kennel? But then we would, like, especially in this case, where I would say, like, we need you to let us, I need you to write to us in an email that we're not responsible
Okay.
for the fight overnight, because that's why we do separate.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm very cautious with liability type stuff.
Well, of course. I mean, that's can lead
Because
to.
we're here, but, you know, if it's middle of the night and they're fighting in the kennel, like,
Well, of course. Yeah.
And snapping them. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like him and. So Ringo has an anxiety issue, and he, like, let's say, so now we do 2 walks. I mean, it's always John walking them. So he walks Ringo Oliver first, then he comes back, takes Como. So Ringo cries at the door, and I'm home, but Ringo cries
Yeah.
at the door, and he cries.
So in the morning, I have to actually walk Ringo twice because I have to walk Ollie and Ringo first, come back. Katarina's already gone. She's a figure skating coach, so she's at the rink already. But then if I leave Ringo just crying like that, we live in upstairs neighbors, downstairs neighbors. He'll be crying for the 20 minutes that I'm walking Como. So I just have to take Ringo again and Como and leave Ollie behind. And Ollie doesn't cry like that. So so Ringo gets 2 walks every morning, basically.
and what I would also, afterwards, right, like, think about the life you want to have with your dogs and email it to me, right? Like the 2 walks thing. I'm assuming you'd rather not have to do 2 walks.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Stuff like that is good for me to know because I can help you in the follow-ups. Like, that would be a goal of ours.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, no?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
they're just not, I think you tried all 3 of them,
Yeah.
but it was just, it's hard. It's
It
hard.
was
It's not-
crazy.
You might be stuck in the beginning with 2 walks because you have Ollie.
Yeah.
That's the variable there.
Yeah.
Because when you try to walk 2 trained dogs and an untrained dog, it's difficult.
Yeah.
For Ollie, what you could use as a Band-Aid fix is a gentle leader. Have you used that before? It's the one that goes over the snout.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a horse bridle, right?
Oh, yeah.
That actually gives you quite a bit of gray area that even if Ollie didn't do training,
Yeah.
the gentle leader can still allow you to have control over him
Yeah.
much more than a harness would.
Right.
With limited training. Okay.
I think we have it at home.
Do we?
I bought it for Como, and he could never really, I don't know, it just wasn't happening. And I'm like, I'm the one in our family where I'm not patient with like the training. I'm like, oh, you do it. But anyway, I think we have it, or maybe I got rid of it, but we had it for Como. I bought it.
Yeah.
I bought all different kind. I bought the Prong. I bought that one because he was so hard to walk. And
You
then
still have your prongs? Your prong collars?
I have no idea if I got rid of it or if I
I
have
think
it.
you got rid of it because I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Unless
If
it's
you
in the
still have it,
basket.
you can show it to me and I can let you know if it's the one I would recommend.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll look for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I got rid of it. I don't know. I bought 2. I had 2 actually for both of them. Yeah, I'll look.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
If you find him and I'm like, because we have a dog that we trained recently, and then he came with the correct prong collar, so if you guys are good, I'll just fit it correctly.
Yeah,
If you got it like at a pet superstore like PetSmart or something, chances are it's not good.
that's where I got it.
But they run like $25, $35-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure I bought it at Chewy.
For the e-collar system, and this is just an off the top of my head number, if you're doing a family system, You don't have to get Ollie's collar right away. You can order it. It's a la carte. You can order it when he's ready.
Okay.
But the 2 plus, and if you decide to do 2 remotes, you're probably looking around like 800-ish. And I think I'm overshooting it there. Okay. And Tina can confirm the pricing for all that
Yeah.
stuff. And then if you decide to do Ollie later, you would just get his collar later. You just buy the single collar. You don't need you already have the system. Okay. So that would just be the one thing I would definitely say you want to think about, because having all 3 dogs on one system is very convenient. Okay. If you have 2 dogs on one system and then Ollie on another system, having 2 different remotes is you get used to it, but it's just nice when everybody's on the same one.
Yeah.
Okay. Because then I can order it and all that stuff for you, and then you know, if you decided to do Ollie later, not a big deal. You're already set up for it.
Yeah.
Like I've had clients where I'll train the first dog, and they'll get another dog, and now they're spending another $500 on a 2-dog system. You know, so I always try to tell people, think ahead, because this way you can save yourself money in the future. Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so.
No.
All right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tina can give you pricing and the breakdown and all that stuff.
Okay.
Think about it. Mull it over. I only take 4 boarding trains at a time. So obviously, if you're taking 2 spots, let us know sooner rather than later, so we know to start blocking off.
So yeah, so I guess the availability would be definitely a question, because he leaves
The
June 6th.
Saturday the 6th, and I come back the 12th.
I know we have 1 coming in, so we have the other 3 spots available. The moment you tell us like we're good, and then it's just half down to reserve your spot.
Yeah.
We lock them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
If something changes, your chip gets pushed back, whatever, not a big deal. We'll adjust the date to whatever. But once we have the down payment, we know you're serious, and we block off those times, because I only take 4 at a time. I don't want to take any more, because then it's a lot.
Yeah.
When you get the 2-hour videos for per dog, you're like, wow, that's a lot of talking for Jesse.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing I had not done before. Again, remember, because these guys are older, we expect to see a lot of stress. Okay. We
Yeah.
expect to see higher numbers. It's possible that it's not. Possible it's smooth sailing.
Yeah.
But with older dogs, this is a very common thing that I see. Okay. If you decide to do training with Ollie because you said that he was crawling, I'm already going, wow, that dog was super insecure. I'm glad he's made so much progress. He would also look very bad, because who he is at a core is insecure.
Yeah.
The e-collar isn't making them worse. It's that it's a stressor, and you're seeing the dog's stress response. But once you work them through it, e-collar builds confidence. It toughens them up. It's hard for people to think that, because they're like, but it's a bad thing. It's a thing that hurts them. I'm like, it's not the way. It's how they perceive it. It's the way that I'm using it. They don't see it as like a bad thing. They see it as a communicator.
Yeah.
Okay. So then if Ollie, for example, tries to slink, right? He's like, I don't want to walk. I start to correct that behavior, and I gradually go up, and eventually he goes, I need to do something, and then he starts walking. But then once he starts walking, the pressure turns off, and then when the pressure turns off, he goes, hey, when I did the thing I thought I couldn't do, the thing went away, but then also I'm doing the thing I thought I couldn't do.
Yeah.
That's what builds the confidence. Okay. It's kind of, you said you're a figure skater, right? I'm sure you probably come across students who are like, I can't do it, right? And your job is to go, no, you can do it, right? But as a human, you can coach them verbally, right? You can boost them and give them the confidence, and then when they complete it, I'm sure they're very happy.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing for dogs, but for dogs, unfortunately, I can't use words to motivate them. It has to be through pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything that I do is very logical. It's very step by step. You see it from beginning to end, right? So that you see your dog start one way, and then towards the end, you're like, oh wow, I can see the progress line, and you see them, being better, or responding easier, and all that stuff, and that kind of lets you know, like, okay, Jesse knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Yep. So, yeah.
So,
We'll
we'll
Talk
just
about it.
we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no rush, but it is first come, first serve. So if somebody
Right.
comes up and like, hey, we want boarding trains, and it's
Yeah.
you are coming at a good time, because right now I'm getting more in-persons, because boarding trains are a lot during the fall, winter, early spring when it's cold, and then then it switches in the summer to more one-on-ones, and boarding trains are not as frequent. So
Okay.
good.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Okay. On your
awesome.
trip.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting everybody.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
If you
you.
have any questions that you may have forgotten to ask, you can email Tina.
All right.
If they pertain to me, she'll let me know. I'll send an answer back.
Great.
Otherwise, it was a pleasure meeting everybody.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
And the mic's going to leave on the third there.
Yeah.